see.
I've been seeing you
Again,
for years and years
my name
and
is
years.
Steve Benowitz. I have the pleasure to be your mayor. I'd like to introduce a few people. They'll stop talking. No. The deputy mayor, Jim Can, as I said last year, was mayor, started the process with this.
Oh, really?
John Moynihan,
Wow, what a
committeeman.
life.
And again, I have to read a little prepared speech. It's not that long. Yeah, whatever. I am both proud and humbled to serve as your mayor and #1 public servant. Every day I wake up and try to plan my activities around what I can do to make the lives of the residents of Bordentown Township better. That very objective is occurring here today at this ceremony. Thank you all for attending. I hand-delivered flyers to all of you who have homes surrounding the park. Again, I didn't knock on your door because it was hot outside. And none of you would have offered you more. No, you all would have offered me. And again, I'm very happy to see the turnout. I mean, this is amazing. Now, I know there's a lot of, I guess, stories to tell. And again, why I've chosen Mrs. Ellis. She's an original resident. She's raised her family here, 4 children. She just got done telling me, I don't know if I should share this or not, but in those days, people reproduced. This is true. I'm not lying. Anyway, I thought it's just because there was a lot of blackouts in those days. I do not know at this point. But anyway.
There's no TV back then.
There was no TV? Well, there was. No, there was.
Yeah.
But again, very few people had it. Now, what I'm going to do too, speaking of the devil, somebody asked,
That's true. Come on.
George from Public Works, when this bridge was done, and I'm going to say it afterwards too, Public Works did most of the work, which saved the taxpayers approximately $25,000. It's probably more than that. He's good. He's the bean counter. He knows. What was it? $32,374.
Yeah, it was up there.
Somewhere like that. But anyway, the point is it saved the taxpayers money. And one of the lead people on this, George, right over here. I think he deserves a round of applause. George, don't let it go to your head. He has the glasses on. There's no sun here. Oh, he's a welder. John just called me to work. Okay. A little Bossert Bridge. George, take it easy. Don't let it go to your head. Bossert Bridge was closed last year in May at the insistence of our joint insurance fund, the JIF. We always blame it on the JIF. It's not us. The abutments were undermined and the guardrail was not up to code. That comes from last year. It was on the website. The Bordentown Township Public Works Department did most of the work, saving you, as I said before, it's actually more than $25,000. And as you can see, they did a wonderful job. Again, why some of the delay? You can see the grading on top. Those of you who know, that's the ADA, American Disabilities Act. This way, somebody walking over, like Betty Becker over here, I remembered your first name, didn't I? Surprised you, huh? Like Betty Becker, she didn't have to worry. That came, and eventually, when I'm in a wheelchair, I can go over. Yeah. So that's the whole thing.
That's better than taking a carriage over. I beg
Well, now you started me again. She started with me. She said to me, look, I'm going over the bridge. I'm getting older and everything. Could you carry me over? And I said, no, I thought it was the opposite way around. But anyway, Bossert Estate was built around 1955. If you look on the website, it says circa or whatever. The median lot size is approximately 1/5 of an acre. That's when they first built it. Median living space is about 1,500 square feet. I'm not sure about that, but that's what it said. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. Half the homes had full basements and garages. The typical home had 3 to 4 bedrooms with 1 to 2.5 baths. These were the original homes. All right. The bridge has been open for a while. You all know that.
Yeah.
This is just a ceremony. No, you sure? Come on over. And the bridge has been open for a while. This ceremony is a tribute for the residents who use this park. The bridge is now open, ADA accessibility. And again, I pointed to the grading. We will be beginning work on the other parts of the grant. Most of you know you came to the Township Committee meeting last year, and some of the things that go in. The bids have gone out for all the playground equipment. They've come back. This is going to be completed by probably early fall. Again, it's going to give you a park that you had, somebody said, back in the 60s. So we're bringing the 60s back where everybody came and played at the park. That was the idea. Now, that being said, what I would like to do, if it's agreeable to you, just briefly to hear some of the stories of the people that live here. That's what you want to do. We're going to start off with Mrs. Ellis. Now, keep in mind, Mrs. Ellis likes to talk. So,
You think?
go ahead.
What do you want me to say?
Talk about your life around Bossert.
You pretty much covered it. You said we produce and we live here. You know.
Talking about being thrown under the bus, my God. She's very shy today. She's excited. This came up. There was supposed to be another person that was going to cross over. She could not make it today. So Betty, being an original resident here, was the one chosen. I'm not trying to slight anybody. But I was talking to the people in the crowd first, and some had stories to tell. Just for a minute, would anyone like to share anything? Yes, ma'am.
My great-grandparents owned this land before it was Bossert Estate. They were the Hunts of Hunt Road. My father farmed the land,
This is what I want to hear. Anybody else? Come on. This is not a funeral. This is yes, sir.
We moved here in '62, and Betty's been here ever since. I just remember coming down here to the park, and they had recreation then. High school, college kids doing all kinds of, arts and crafts, and it was a great place to be. It was a great place to be. We have the swing sets, we have seesaws, jungle gym.
Yeah.
We had a
Yeah.
barbecue.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that.
I miss the
Bringing back
picnics.
60s,
Yeah.
didn't I?
Yeah.
We got to bring the picnics back.
How about a monkey swing?
The picnics.
How about a monkey swing?
Monkey swing.
Or those things they used to like. A tetherball set.
What?
The tetherball set. Those are the best.
We'll see later. Let's get the first stuff.
I'm saying I remember that. We need a hang glide.
The fire department used to fill that up. I used to come out like from the back gate and with my ice skates and go ice skating. And then there was like a board that was up that we could do tennis or racquetball against.
You know why it went away?
Whoa.
This is my daughter.
Uh-huh.
She got married. We had a reception in our backyard. Joe Lawrence, of course, he and I were good friends.
Right.
I called him up and I said, we can't have that backboard with all that graffiti on my daughter's wedding. So that's why it came down.
That's a story you'll never hear.
Michael, I didn't even know that.
I used to be able to cross the
I forgot it. More like.
now the grass is growing up high. Like kids, I don't like.
I
how
used
am I
to
going
swim
cross
down there.
Yeah, I used to be able to cross the creek a lot of places.
Yeah, actually, there's a reason for letting the grass grow. The erosion is eating away the embankment on some of the areas, and if we don't let that grow, the tree coverage like you have here can't grow down there. And we've actually been cutting it too far back. That's why you see that not cutting as far back. We've got to let these trees grow up, take hold, and keep the soil in place. So if we don't do that, we're actually undermining and creating more erosion. And I'm sure if you look, you'll see in places probably where you cross, it wasn't as steep as it is now.
Like underneath the sewer pipe. I used to just go right down the sewer pipe and like hop across the rocks and come up on the other side, or should we cross the sewer
The thing
pipe?
is,
And the steepness now is because of that erosion.
to make a long story short, we're letting nature take its course.
Absolutely.
Letting
Quite a few
nature
years
take its
ago,
course.
they went and they
We're going
cut
through
all the-
Wait, hold on. Here is the master gardener, takes care of a lot of stuff over here. Mel Sylvester, I think you guys don't know this, but like we planted trees here.
Yeah.
Mel personally was watering them. He had his truck over here. He took his truck, carried the water illegally, but that's all right. I don't care. No, Mel did all, I'm serious. My hat, if I wore a hat, would be off.
Well, the erosion, that's why I planted all that stuff. But years ago, they came and they went and they cut all the vegetation. But then what happened is it just increased the erosion. It was really sliding down. So you can't really cut any of that stuff, because if you do, everything will just wash down. I mean, I remember my kids, they used to run up and down the creek. It was a slope.
Yeah.
Now it's a drop.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I was a kid, even there was a tree and it just dropped and I just fell. Yeah. I'm 26 years old, believe it or not. I'm 26.
I didn't ask that. That wasn't me.
I think I'm like 14 years old. But yeah, me and my twin sister, that's my Grammy. So we were playing and I fell and I grabbed around the tree and I almost fell in. My sister, I screamed. She was over here, she ran, she saved my life back in there. She saved my life. It was like a 2-foot drop, really. But
She did?
yeah, no, she was in the house, my sister, my twin sister.
Twin sister did, okay.
Who's not here right
She
now.
wasn't the one that pushed you.
Hope not.
This is the type thing I'm talking about, the stories. What I say, it's fine, but the stories, because all of you have been around here for a long time, and the thing is, this is why we're doing this for you. Now, that being said, it's getting a little sunny and everything, and the deputy mayor's starting to sweat a little bit. But I don't want to. We're going to do the ribbon cutting now. We're going to cross over first. When we get to the other side, you can ask questions, because I know all of you want to know what happens when you go to the other side. Now, we'll be able to answer that for you. Okay.
Just 1 minute before we get to the other
For
side.
you, 10 minutes. Go right ahead.
My son Randy, he's here somewhere. There, Randy. Here, real good. I don't know if there's anybody here who remembers Randy. I don't think.
Oh, yeah, we remember Randy.
I remember him, Tracy.
She wanted to know if anybody here remembers you.
The Jerry Blavitt Ballpark.
Jerry Blavitt Memorial Field, right
Everybody
up there
went
in
there
that corner.
after school. That's why we need this bridge, because they came from that side, they came from that side, and the Jerry Blavitt Field was there. Everybody
We
was there.
played
My
every
house
day
was
for
the
that entire
hospital.
summer. We played at the
Anybody
game.
got hurt?
That was so What did you do?
Bandage.
Oh, you were first day? Okay, all right.
First aid.
With Jerry Blavitt there?
Black.
You never visited?
I don't know how Randy
Maybe
came.
we have to get
I
him.
don't know how he came up with that name, but that was the Jerry Blavitt Field.
Just, I've lived in the township since 1969, and I remember your husband. I called him Red.
Right,
What I remember him is a lot of people did. The taxi cab, am I correct?
right. And the laundry truck.
Well, the
The
laundry
orange-
truck I don't remember so much. The taxi cab, yes. But again, these are type stories that are priceless, and that's what I wanted to hear. Does anybody else have any stories?
Randy.
Oh, Randy,
Go
come on.
ahead.
Tell a story?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't hear. I'm having some hearing problems. I remember about 4 bridges. One went straight this, and then about 2/3 of the way over, curved this way.
Yeah, wooden bridge.
Yeah.
I also remember a great story. I had a pair of brand new dollar sneakers from Jamesway. My mom said, put rubbers on, because you're going to get your new sneakers muddy. I said, I won't get my sneakers muddy. And I fell down here. There was a pipe underneath down that was still in. I fell off and got them fully dirty. She beat the hell out of me.
No wonder you have hearing problems. Exactly.
Remember that?
Well, as children, we chose to use the pipe instead of
That's
the
right.
bridge.
Yeah.
Much to the dismay of our
Oh,
parents.
yeah.
But it worked.
All I can say to you, Randy, one thing: you're not getting the clock over. sharing what you just said about your mother, I find that hard to believe. What? Did you say something?
The belt.
The belt. Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
What you needed.
Anybody else?
Still needs it.
Go ahead.
There was 3 ways, living on Eaton Road, there was 3 ways to get to school. One was this way. Actually, the other way was behind all these houses, which I know you can't get through anymore. Or walk up Eaton Road to Charles Bossert and go through the woods. I can remember bums sleeping in the woods, asking us
Didn't you
to
get stuck
buy
in
them
the pipe,
cigarettes
the
or give them
sewer pipe,
cigarettes.
and there were
I can't
rats?
hear you, Kate.
Didn't you get stuck in the pipe one time?
No, I just
That was someone else. Todd? Oh,
Todd
okay.
got stuck. Also,
There's rats
I remember
coming
probably
out
for
or something.
2 years we used to run home this way because Peter Musha used to let out at 3, and then it went to 3:30, like an extra half hour, longer day somewhere in the late 60s. but we had to run home because now it was 3:30, not 3, to catch dark shadows.
Oh yeah.
For years we ran. I remember probably for a year I stayed at Sam Case's house because his house was closer home to run to Sam Case's house to watch dark shadows. Did we talk about, when they used to flood, we used to jump in it like idiots, really. It was our parents 10, 20 feet wide.
Fred Buttonbaum went down on an inner tube, and Fred's they're no longer here. They lived on the corner of Eaton Road. We had this terrible storm, this flood. Fred gone out on an inner tube up at his house, came all the way down here and got stuck down at the end and had to be taken out.
I remember that. Yeah.
There was a double-decker tree house for a year or two.
I was
Jeff
part of
helped
building
build
that until
and
the township
Bill
tore it down.
Henson built it.
Didn't have a permit.
I'm quite sure.
It wasn't the township, it was the city.
Oh no! You know what? I'm sorry.
John didn't say the
Correct me. Sorry. Township.
Good save. Nice save,
Living
Mayor.
here, I called this the city. I do live in the city now. This is the township. I'm sorry.
Remember too, Bordentown Township, what is it? Crossroads of the heart of New Jersey. That is our slogan. Sorry.
True. I'm done. I have to leave to open my store in the city.
All right.
The plug for the man cave.
I want to moonwalk over it. I want to be the first person to moonwalk over the bridge.
You're 26, you go ahead.
Here you go, Granny.
My granddaughter mentioned about getting stuck on the pipe down here. Carl's brother, Jeff and Keith, where they were my youngest son, and they were very good friends. So they would go down there and they would get on that pipe and they would go across. Well, Todd, the first time he went across, he couldn't get across. Keith comes running up. Mrs. Ellis, Todd's stuck on the pipe. He's stuck on the pipe. What do you mean he's stuck on the pipe? He's on the pipe. He's looking down. Panic. I had to shimmy down. This, I was
Talking about the pipe there.
no way, no orthopedic.
You look at me like I don't believe you. Come on.
So I had to sit on that pipe and get over, shimmy over to him, and back him up to get home.
Good old days, right?
Shimmy
You were talking about surfing or something. I didn't know what you were talking about.
that pipe down that end there.
Yeah, I know.
That was big. These kids go across.
See, you came here, the first thing you asked, where's the food? Well, you got something better than food. You got food for thought because you got something here that you wouldn't have gotten coming together. And that's what I wanted.
Bless you.
That was you. This is something you wouldn't get. That's what I wanted to draw out. I have the speech and everything, but this is what you need to share with everybody. And Mrs. Ellis, the stories were priceless. Randy, everybody. And that's what we wanted to hear. So, without further ado, we're going to cut the ribbon. And we're going to go to the other side again. All of you can follow, but, it doesn't matter. Now, we're going to do it this way. You hold the top. Remember, this is big.
Yeah, you stand on the other side and cut the ribbon.
That's it.
Take your picture.
That's the bridge.
That's the bridge.
I didn't know that we had Cicero DeMille here. That's sorry. There's nothing wrong with that. We need. You're going to hold the top, and I'm going to hold. Go both. You got it? One. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. If you want, we'll cut them up for you. And we're gonna stroll across it. We were going to play the bridge over the River Kwai. You all know how that movie ends. So we're going to stroll over here together.
Get on the other side.
It's like a wedding.
Yeah, right?
It's like you're getting married, Grammy.
You could join us.
Everybody go move across, I guess.
Yeah, everybody, go ahead, cross the bridge.